Hey guys, and welcome back to Smart Money Minds. In today's video here, I'm going to be going over how I do my stock watch list, why I do it, and just a simple method of how I go through my plays, how I plan my plays for the next day, and just to show you what kind of preparation I do for every day after the market closes. So this is a watch list that I have prepared for myself, and I do this every day because I believe that having good preparation and doing your homework will lead to taking easier action when it comes down to it, especially when it's stock trading and every second can count. This is a snapshot from my Trello board, so it's kind of like an online organizer software, and basically I go through a handful of stocks that I have prepared as my top watchers and secondary watchers for tomorrow morning. Why I do this is so I know I'm fully prepared for the next day, and that I know what my top watchers are. I know what play I'm looking for in terms of if it's a bull play, if it's a bear play, and what kind of time frame I'm focused on. Am I doing a scalp on this name? Am I looking for a gap down on another name and looking to buy that dip? It just also goes to help me look at what zones I'm looking at. Where are the areas of confluences? Make sure you check out my area of confluence video, which I have done previously. I'll put a link in the comments below. But that's what these zones I'm looking for. Where am I buying? What is my target sell point? And so I know all this beforehand. So when I have that opportunity to buy it and hit that trade, I'm going right for it without thinking about it. And how I do this is just super easy. You just write a few stocks that you're looking for as your top plays, and I just write it in a language that I understand here. So let me show you what I mean. All I do is I look at my tickers, I write down what they are, I write down if I'm looking for a bull play or bear play, and just a short sentence or two about the zones I'm looking at, what kind of pattern is forming, is there divergence, and that's it. How I do my watch list is I always look at the overall market first. So I then know what the ebbs and flow of the market is. I look at the S&P 500, I look at the Dow Jones, I look at the NASDAQ. I look at different sectors. So for example, it would be the financial sector, biotech, technology, and once I know all that, I can start picking what stocks I want to look at. And what I do is I look at my top watchers and my secondary watchers. So if you take a look at my chart again here, or not my chart, my watch list, I have these as my top picks. Everything above the line is what I want to look for first before I have other additional setups, which I have in the lower section here. And this lower section could be longer term plays or plays that haven't really quite developed yet, but it's on my radar. Once I look at all the sectors, I look at some of the volatile names in those individual sectors. So for example, if the technology sector is running hot, then I look at the big names like Facebook, Netflix, Microsoft. Maybe I look at Square or other uptrending names like DocuSign. If I see finance being strong, then I look at JPM. I look at other banks that could be in a uptrend, and it could be an easy buy for in a bullish market. I pick 4 to 8 watchers in my watch list, and I usually stop at a maximum of 10 because any more than 10, it's going to get overwhelming for you. You're not going to be able to look at every chart individually. We're not bots, we're not algorithms that can just buy and look at like thousands of charts at one go. What we can do is we can maybe look at 1 or 2 max at a time. So let's pick the best ones that we want to focus our attention on. Stock trading isn't about just buying random stocks that you think are good. You gotta pinpoint the top watchers, top buyers that you're going to be looking for, and you could just go heavy on that one stock, and that could make your day or week or even a month. So let me run through what I do here as a quick example of how to build your watch list. Let's start with the S&P 500. So S&P 500, I'm looking for a bearish play. So this is my language here, keeping it very simple, which is SPY. BR means bear. I'm looking for a bearish play because I wrote here it's breaking down below the COVID trend line bearish. The COVID trend line, which is a trend line I have here, which is the orange one. It broke down bear, and I said here that it is going back down to, I screwed up here, it's 4250, which I'm thinking around this zone here, because that's the golden pocket and that's an area of confluence. So we'll have to see where that goes. Then I start looking at the NASDAQ. Could be weekly consolidation. Then I said I'm looking for an SQQQ play. QQQ is the technology sector. And could be an IWM. IWM is this right here, is the Russell 2000. And it's giving a lot of mixed signals here. So that's where I'm telling myself I have to be patient and watch where the market goes. Then I start looking at my top watchers. So I have Baidu, NVDA, Space, and RCL. So let's take a look at where my watch list is. So I make my watch list on TradingView, and I have my top watchers here. So what I had was I was swinging Baidu. And the reason I have that is I'm looking for a lower high, increasing bull volume. So you see here, I use a couple abbreviations: lower high, golden pocket, bullish engulfing. I'm looking for a bullish engulfing. So if you look here, it had a bearish engulfing candle and it immediately got bought up today. And the bull volume was still quite consistent. So I was looking for a possible uptrend continuation. And that's what I was looking at, and needs a clean breakout over 187.50. So 187.50 around this zone here, and that's what I wrote down. The next thing is I have NVDA. So NVDA, I'm watching for a possible 4-hour oversold bounce from all-time high to the golden pocket, area of confluence zone. So coming down here, area of confluence around 755, and I'm thinking maybe there's a gap down opportunity to buy. So buying opportunity and looking for the extended time frame off on a bullish divergence tomorrow. And the next one I have is Space. I'm looking for a bounce tomorrow if we get another gap down one more time. Slow curl here and easing selling pressure. I wrote down a stop here because I put 31.30. You see here double bottom, or pretty much a double bottom, bullish divergence, and that's where I am looking at. There's the GP at 29 to 31 zone. And the last one I have, RCL, I'm looking for a bounce move here as well off this bottom trend line, extended, and possible doji. Could be an abandoned setup right here. If it abandons and then push right back up, that will confirm. I'll bring you through a couple of my secondary plays. The reason they're secondary plays is they're not as confident. I don't see the moves quite yet, and perhaps they're still in a bearish downtrend and just maybe more of a scalp mindset for these names. And if my top watch list doesn't quite play out, then I can start looking at these secondary watch lists. So I had Moderna, which ran up after hours because of news. So there's a possibility it would be extended over the third deviation on the upper Bollinger Band. So there's a possibility it could sell off first thing in the morning. But you see here, maybe not a confident play because it's all-time highs. And even if it sells off, it could be only for short-term down before it gets bought up again. And this is kind of my mindset every day when the market closes. I know I still have homework to do. I need to prep my stocks for tomorrow. I know what I'm swinging as well for the next couple of days. So it's looking back at the charts and understanding where my top plays are for tomorrow, and then I can focus down on those and make quick decisions when it hits those particular zones of buying and for selling. In the comments below, let me know how you do your watch list. Do you even do a watch list? How do you pick what stock to look at for the next day? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoy these videos, hit that like button now, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and make sure you watch that video about my area of confluence, because I think that's super important, and we'll see you guys next time.